In 2010, Lorenzo Wright supposedly died in a car accident. However, when the NBA decided to investigate, his ex-wife Shearer confessed to orchestrating his murder. This is just one of some of the most mysterious and eerie stories to surface the internet. As you know, it's Halloween, and this tradition has been known for producing some of the most craziest stories to ever happen.
Connect this to the NBA, as it has had some rather questionable moments.
What?
From hardcore investigations like this murder to intriguing yet devastating storylines, the league has faced some scary interactions.
In this video, we will uncover some of the scariest stories in NBA history. Let's dive in. Let's start off with one of the most controversial moves that a shoe brand has ever done. In 2009, a LeBron James skills camp was held, and let's just say things got a little out of hand. The camp featured 80 top basketball prospects from around the nation, and they put on a show. However, during the last day of the camp, something insane happened. During the final scrimmage, a player named Jordan Crawford got a steal during the first few minutes of the game and threw it down. Although it wasn't just some ordinary dunk.
It was a full-on poster on none other than the GOAT himself, LeBron James. This led to some things the league had never seen before. You see, LeBron just signed one of the biggest shoe deals with one of the most up-and-coming shoe brands in that time. So of course Nike would try to make his image as good as possible. This led to Nike doing the most gut-wrenching move by confiscating the only 2 videotapes of the incident, fearing that the public would see the clip and ruin LeBron's reputation. A representative with Nike, Lynn Merritt, who runs the camp at the University of Akron in James' hometown, made no mention of Crawford's dunk. He said the tapes were confiscated because videotaping of after-hours pickup games at the camp is not allowed. The man who filmed the dunk, Ryan Miller, was extremely pissed when Merritt demanded for him to take down the video. For him, this was a massive headline, and he missed out on a big opportunity. In the end, Crawford decided to share his thoughts about the confiscation of the tape, saying it's really not a big deal to me.
Next, let's transition into one of the most played games in the 90s, NBA Jam. You may be thinking, how could this game be scary? All you're doing is playing with players that you watch on your TV. Well, it's not really about the game itself. During demo mode, the machines would randomly shout Petrovic, the name of an NBA player who died shortly after the game was published.
Petrovic passed on June 7th, 1993 in a car accident. To make things even crazier, he was only 28 and preparing for his 5th season in the NBA. Even weirder still is how this didn't happen with any other player. Seems like the stuff of an urban legend, but this is the real deal. In an interview, NBA Jam's developer confirmed that it was true and that he and his team were some of the first to experience it, claiming that everyone around him started losing their minds over when they first noticed. If you somehow get an original NBA Jam arcade machine, it's still gonna yell out Petrovic's haunted name every once in a while.
This story is more than just scary. You see, in 2014, when teams were heading on the road to play the Thunder, they of course stayed in a hotel. However, it wasn't just some ordinary hotel. This was the 103-year-old Skirvin Hotel that was apparently haunted by a housekeeper named Effie. Now you may be thinking, this is definitely a joke. What can a housekeeper do? Turns out this housekeeper was different. You see, Effie had an affair with the hotel's owner. Once the affair was discovered, the owner, W.B. Skirvin, locked Effie in a room on the top floor, causing her to go mad and ending her life.
In the past few seasons, the Knicks blamed creaks and groans for sleepless nights before a loss. Derrick Rose could not explain why his bathroom door slammed shut. A member of the Phoenix Suns named Wesley Johnson woke to find his bathtub filled with water. Players even reported ridiculous stories about how they would lie awake the night before a game because of phantom pains. Even Jared Jeffries believed this hotel was haunted. His teammate Eddie Curry said he just slept 2 hours one night.
He was the only player assigned to the supposedly spooky 10th floor and spent most of his time in Nate Robinson's room. Athletes are very superstitious, the Skirvin general manager pointed out when he was asked about these troubles.
Now this last scary story may be something you've never heard of. You see, during one of the halftime shows during a game, a lady tried to do something no one ever thought would happen again. Back in the day, Harry Houdini had many acts, but one of his most famous ones was the Chinese water torture cell. The whole point of the act is to get out of a coffin-like structure filled with water.
To make it even harder, you had to pick your way through the numerous amount of locks. Anyways, when halftime came around, a daring middle-aged woman stepped up to the challenge and dunked herself in. However, an altercation suddenly occurred. As she was getting through the act, she started to struggle on a particular lock, and she couldn't do it anymore. Here was the problem. No one knew she wanted to get out.
She ended up getting a seizure as the adrenaline rushed to her head. Her crew realized that she was unresponsive and quickly tried to get her out. Thankfully, they dodged a bullet and got her out. After this, the NBA decided to ban all halftime performances regarding locks and/or water.
These are just few of many scary and mysterious stories to come up about the NBA. It's just crazy to wrap your head around how insane some of these interactions and occurrences are. From murders to ghosts to even stupid halftime shows, anything can happen in basketball.